So this game was announced at a State of Play not too long ago. Not this one, but the one before, and it's already got a gameplay trailer. And I'm really curious about it because it's a free-to-play game coming to PS5 and mobile, and I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if you guys remember this from the State of Play from a little while. Stars.
Towering shadows vanished into the mist.
Why do we have to bear the consequences of such powers?
It's a very recent thing they showed off, but the thing that kind of baked my noodle about this, the thing that kind of like fried my cranium, is that this is somehow a free-to-play mobile game. Nothing about this looks like a free-to-play mobile game for me. I'm so confused. Well, it's a PS5 game, but it's also simultaneously coming out on mobile and it's free-to-play, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this game? Well, it turns out we didn't have long to wait because there is at Tokyo Game Show a 14-minute gameplay showcase. So I'd like to watch this 14-minute gameplay showcase. I don't know if we'll get through the whole thing. We'll see how interesting it is. Alright. So one, do we think this is going to look as good as the trailer? Or do we think there's immediately going to be a visual downgrade? So far it looks on par with it. My biggest question is, like, how is the free-to-play going to work? Because, like, I've heard great things about, like, the Hoyoverse games, like Genshin Impact or whatever. You can actually have a pretty fun time with it before you start spending money. I feel like that's usually, like, the best case scenario that we can ask for. Captured from in-development game build, all content subject to change. Okay. Alright. So this is another game made by a Chinese developer. Which, dude, the Chinese teams are about to fucking take over the market. Black Myth Wukong selling 20 million units is about to be, like, light work. Considering a lot of games don't release in Japan, or if they do, there's, like, changes, or they get, like, limited marketing or whatever. The fact that, like, now there are Chinese developers making games, China is such a huge market. If you think about box offices, for example, when a movie makes $1 billion at the box office, 700 million of that comes from China. You know, it's such a large part of the box office polls. So I think that every single one of these Chinese games is about to just fucking smash, like, day one records. 20 million is about to be light work for a lot of these games. Also, with it being free to play, like, the thing I have with free to play games is I'm not opposed if I can feel like I get a full. I'm not opposed to spending money on free to play if I feel like I can get a full experience for right around like $60, $70, like around the amount of money I would spend just to buy a game outright. Which I know the whole point is that they want people to spend more than that, but, you know, I don't need to, like, speed up a bunch of stuff or get late game things early. This looks really pretty. It's got a almost like a painterly look to it. It's realistic art style, but the textures, I think the textures are probably hand painted. My face is covering it up, but in the bottom right, it looks like square and triangle do special moves. R2 does a special, and square and circle, triangle and circle do a special. So I assume that you're hitting R1 to attack right now. But the way the UI is set up in the bottom right almost looks more MMO-ish in a way, where it seems like there's some special moves that just take a long time to recharge. But that's also kind of how Black Myth was, so maybe it's kind of like Let It Die. Oh, maybe. I can't see this being procedurally generated. I think this is an open world game. I haven't played Genshin Impact. Is Genshin Impact like an open world action RPG? That's what it looks like. Maybe this will be like a realistic looking Genshin Impact. What I'm assuming is that you'll just have the option to go absolutely nutty mode with like unlocks. Like if you just want to get an endgame sword right away, you can probably buy it. Maybe they'll charge you for fast travel. If this does have a Souls-like mechanic, one thing I always thought about, and I actually not even super opposed to this idea because I think it's kind of funny because you only pay if you like want to kind of take the easy route out, is a Souls-like where you can pay like $1 to not lose your souls when you die. And it's like there's nothing about the balancing has changed whatsoever. It's balanced exactly the same as every other Souls-like. But if you wanna pay to not suffer, So maybe it's that. Maybe you lose all your stuff when you die, or you can pay $1 to not lose all your stuff when you die. It also seems like this game is insanely like it seems like this game's got an emphasis on story, which I've never seen a free-to-play game that's got like an emphasis on story. You know, the game does look very good, but I can notice a lot of things. Like, this is just a normal map. You can see the polygon right here. Like, you can see where it's like more boxy. The texture on the ground is a lot blurrier. There's a little bit of stretching right here on the corner where the UVs are like not properly mapped out. Like, you can see that texture just like warp off on the end there. This looks so sick visually. I like the art direction. There's a unique history to this land. Yo, like, what's that? Is that Sun Wukong? They're all connected. Oh, bonfires confirmed. Souls-like confirmed. Oh, okay, but we switched to a different character. All right, so that was a question I had from the trailer. When I saw the multiple characters, I was wondering if it was a strong multiplayer component and these are all create-a characters, or if these were specific characters from the story. And it looks like these are all specific characters from the story. I'm not even sure if there is multiplayer. Maybe there is. Maybe it's up to 3 people and you can hop in as one individual characters. But I also think that's interesting that it's a free-to-play game where you don't create your own character. At least I don't think so. And it's got a strong emphasis on story. This is such a perplexing business model for this game. Oh wait, I missed it. They switched characters on the fly? Oh, you did, yeah. Whoa, cool. So you don't have to be at a bonfire to switch. You can just like kind of tag team out. Sick. Whoa. Dude, I love that. That's so cool. So it looks like you can't really control Wolfchild here. Also, I don't know if any of these commands like allow you to indirectly control Wolfchild, but they need to work on the AI here because he's just kind of meandering around the battlefield, just kind of like chilling right here. It's like, buddy, you don't get that close unless he's about to do an attack or something. But I think he's just kind of hanging out. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out, just pacing around. Kid, have a little bit more survival skills, please. All right, I think this game plays a fair bit differently from a Souls game if I just had to like roll dice and guess, but this will be the next game that the internet calls a Souls-like. I don't think it's beating the allegations, but I think it will play significantly different. It's probably like a realistic Genshin or Honkai or Star Rail. Yeah, I don't know if like the individual combats like itself like gonna stand out that much from other games, but what is really unique about this is switching the characters on the fly and like going from like a swords person to like a ranged person. It's kind of alleviates an issue that I have with a lot of these games, which is like you have to like laser in on a class and then you don't get access to a lot of the cool other stuff in the game without respecing or doing another playthrough. So if you have 3 different characters all play completely differently, or maybe even 4 that are each basically like a defined class that you can switch through on the fly, it would let you kind of fuck around with all the different classes in one playthrough. And if you just like playing one way, you can probably just stick to the same character the whole game. Well, that's why I think it might be a gotcha, because Genshin is the exact same thing. But the problem is you gotta get a decent character. Oh, wait, so Genshin Impact, you can also switch characters on the fly? Is that what you're saying? Dude, whoa, let's go back. Yo, look at this. I want to run through this. Dude, these environments look great. Unreal Engine 5, baby. We're just every game is gonna look breathtaking. Unreal Engine 5. We're finally here. We're finally at the point where all these games that have been in development for Unreal Engine 5 for the last 4 years are starting to come out, and it's just like we're setting a new standard for what we're setting a new baseline again. I feel like they're showing early game combat. Some of the stuff in this like sizzle reel thing right here like looks really cool. Like I got high confidence in this now. The only thing I wonder how much running back through the same areas you're gonna have to do. If this is a free-to-play game, like how long is the actual campaign, or is it going to be a series of running back through the same areas, like instances over and over? I still need to know a lot more about how this game functions. The only thing that's giving me pause at this point is the free-to-play thing. It's so weird. There's got to be some way that there's got to be a catch to this to make that work. You switch characters in Genshin, so like with a press a button. Oh, okay. And the end game starts to throw you off. Swap between any of your party members, play similar to this, but Genshin also has a lot of farming. Ah, okay. So yeah, maybe it's just a realistic looking Genshin.